Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I will be showcasing my rendition of Omega Red from X-Men, but as a chibi. Without further ado, let's get into it. As with all my drawings, I'll start out with a light sketch using a 9H pencil. When I draw chibis, I'll usually draw the head first and measure the length of the body to be equal to the length of the head. Chibis are, after all, tiny bobbleheads with dumb proportions. After that, I will sketch the basic pose of the body, adding in features, clothes, or equipment at random. Depending upon the level of detail I decide to go for, the sketching process can take a while. In Omega Red's case, the uniform I chose to draw is fairly simplistic. Here's a bit of history on why I'm drawing Omega Red, since it seems a bit random. Back in 2012, I began drawing lots of chibis of random anime characters that all had something in common, like characters with crazy eyebrows, or characters with 3 eyes, or characters that had goggles. Eventually, I decided to draw comic book characters as chibis, but found it difficult to just pick a few, so I created a list of characters I knew from cartoons I watched as a kid, which led me to Googling those characters, and then I would see pictures of other characters that I didn't know. My list ended up being comprised of 108 characters, 54 male and female heroes, and 54 male and female villains. Last year I started redrawing them since my skill had grown quite a bit from 2012. Unfortunately, I only started recording myself drawing about a week ago. Once the sketch is done, I'll move on to adding color. One thing I've picked up over the years is you always want to color the skin first. This is especially true for me with pale skin. If the character has light colored hair, I'll often color that next as well. A lot of times I color my drawings based on certain colors. For example, I'll color all the red in, then the greens, then the purples, etc. until the drawing is complete. This helps me finish my drawings faster rather than if I jumped back and forth between colors. I'm impatient and my hands get cramped quickly, so working fast is a priority. After everything has been colored, I'll move on to the final step, adding line art. Line art for chibis is where my poor vision really shines. I'm unable to see clearly what I'm doing unless I'm hovering 6 inches away, and this problem is compounded by the extra small details which are not typical with chibis. I sometimes forget to ink certain lines, which I inevitably don't see until after I've scanned it. I did miss part of his headband, which I fixed off camera. Well, there you have it, the final product, which I hate, but I hope you all like it. Thanks for watching. Bye!